ABC, Steve here at FlipSideCT. Well, Vinyl Tag 2017, Carsten put it together. A lot of people showing it. Gives you a good insight to a lot of us VC posters. So I definitely think it's a good idea just to hear a little background, encouraging it also for others. Trying to keep this within a short time frame, so I'm not going to babble. I'm going to be reading from my sheet though here, so just bear with me. How many records do you own? 2,200. What kind of record player do you have? Audio Technica, nothing fancy. You got a couple other little ones I use throughout the house, which aren't really even worth mentioning, but they're just techniques, simple ones. How old were you when you first started collecting records? 14 years old. I did start around 8th grade, 9th grade, I guess, and hung out with the crowd, you know, after hanging out with jocks and creative other people. Then you go to these other category people who are just into music, and you get exposed to a few things. So that's when it happened, around 14 years old. And anyway, what is the oldest record you own? And how about this? You're not going to maybe some of you might recognize what this is, but let me show you what it is, and you understand my oldest record. All right, so these are my old records. These are 78s, just a few of them from the 20s. This is my $80 Star portable 78 player with a hand crank. So you just bring this anywhere on a rowboat out to the beach. Here's your needle, and you just put it on. Anyway, real loud. This is cool. This is my oldest record. What is the first record you ever got? So my mom, 1966, would do so much for me, you know, because my brother was 9 years older out of the house. So I did get some really cool things, and she supported me a lot with things. Batman was my guy. She bought me this album. I'm not sure what year, but I'm probably listening to this album just for the Batman theme, because as some of you know, Al Kooper and Sun Ra play on this in the jazz sense. But this was probably one of my first albums I ever got. I would listen to Hair. I got exposed to Hair, the Broadway show. And I'm thinking maybe in 4th grade. I would listen to a lot of comedy albums. Bill Cosby's. Can't remember who else there was. But Hair was really big. And then it just progressed from there. And there is no rhyme or reason of these first few albums when it says which of your first records you ever got. Mott the Hoople Live, Ted Nugent's Free for All. These are actually the ones that kept them in really nice condition. Actually, no, this probably is I remember this one being real beat up. Ted Nugent's first one. I have no idea who Ted Nugent was. I just got it, turned it on, and hey, these guys are moving. I got Yes, Tales of the Topographic Ocean, and Jethro Tull War Child. I don't know how, why, what I chose me to take those, but those were the first albums my mom got for me, which I remember really well. So what did I buy for my own money? What I can remember are these two, Love You Live, Presents. And what is your favorite colored album? No, Discount album, colored album, yeah. Well, Pacific Blue, Dennis Wilson. This is what I call stereo blue. That beautiful blue that comes off the stereo, illuminates your room. I can remember I had a Fisher, I had a Kenwood when I was growing up, and I remember it just lighting up my wall. But this is just gorgeous blue. Hopefully you could see it. This is my favorite blue, my favorite color, I should say. And you know this album. Please get it if you don't. Discount album. Well, not sure how to interpret. A lot of people are trying to figure this out. I'm just going to throw it out there. When I paid $3 for a record like Captain Fantastic, and also Elton's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, I mean, beautiful condition, but I mean, look at the label. Just how cool is that label? But what it comes with, it's just mind-blowing. Elton John shirt, poster, and concert book. So you mail away for that. You then get the Captain Fantastic poster. Just pristine condition. It came with scraps, which is sort of like a little, like a concert book showing pictures, articles of the band, and then they have the lyrics. And with pictures and information. $3, discount price for that. Best buy out there for me. Okay, so my wife, I'm going to get her on. I'm going to get her. It's all timing. She's looking forward to it. She went to Goodwill once, and she gave me a call, and she says, you know what, they have something here you might be interested in. And she says, how about Chuck Berry's after school sessions, the original, for $1. So, prized possession, pristine condition. This is just, I mean, this guy, you know, this speaks, it just pours rock and roll. If you listen, you might hear him play. Listen. Yeah. So, prized possession. Female artists, many great ones. Emmylou, though, her voice is just beautiful. This is Wrecking Ball. This is 1995, a record store day, I think, last year. And this was just, Emmylou was just all country, whatever you want to say. Just sings like a bird. Okay, a record by your favorite band. Okay, this one's probably easy. How about I listen to this? All right, Let It Bleed. The probably most perfect album, I believe, that's out there for me. I know you people say the Beatles and Pet Sounds, etc. You know, this is mine. Just like a movie, like especially like The Godfather. Every word, every scene is there for a reason, is pure, is meant to be. It gives, and the summation of everything makes the record, makes the movie perfect. Every note, every lyric, every pound of the drum, every bass note, everything. Just perfect album for me. It's just unbelievable, lyrically, musically. Impulse Buy, David Kilgour, The Clean from New Zealand, post-punk, Dunedin scene, if you sound, 2003. This is a comp album. Impulse Buy. I spent a few dollars for it, but really enjoy it. And gifts. All VCLT gifts are just wonderful. I'm just going to go to my friend Ron, who had given me an album. Took him to a show. He gave me Black Rose and Lizzie as a gift. And then another time we went out, and it was like buy two, get one free. He told me to go pick something, and Warm Jets, beautiful gift. Most records played, most played record. I chose two of them. One of them is more, I didn't know how to think this one through or what the answers are. There's so many records that I've been playing throughout my life. Of course, I would say the Stones, of course, are probably the mostly played albums. Punk, rock, blues, following. But if I have to say, in the past few years, this album, the band's Last Waltz Live, is probably the best live album out there. For me, a lot of people say The Who and some other ones, but this is, as Stav will say, this is juicy. The music just pours out. The playing skills just scream brilliance. You put headphones on and you listen to the backup bands, you listen to the lead singing, just exquisite. I listen to this a lot. There's so many people on here. Please give it a listen to if you really don't know. Its 40th year anniversary came out. Really contemplating to get it. It's about $85 to get the new, I believe it's 6 albums, different versions, some other cuts. So really tempted, but this is just played by me a lot. And I put the headphones on, just kick back and listen. The other one is Hollywood Brats. I've shown this before. Glam rock band from 74, from England. Actually, Andrew Matheson's from, I believe, Canada. Made his way over as a young chap and basically said, "Hey, we got a rock and roll band. You got to have straight hair, no girlfriends, and want to do it." So they started doing it. They did their rounds, and I'm listening to this a lot because of the book. Andrew Matheson, you could check him out. Would definitely. Please check out Hollywood Brats if you love the glam, if you love dolls. Come on, you gotta listen to these guys. But the weird thing is, why don't you hear about them? The disastrous story of Britain's great lost punk band. So he's been interviewed. I've been watching some interviews. I'm prepping myself for the book. Been listening to this one a lot. Just okay. A rarity. Stone stripped, got it real cheap. I didn't realize it was a rarity. It's a 90s album, but this one is like just real cool. They have a newer one out, but I don't see this one around a lot, so I would say it's a rarity. A Rainy Day, Harold Budd, Brian Eno, The Pearl. What can I say? This is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I listen to a lot of classical music. In those times and moments, Sunday mornings, putting on jazz and classical also. More on CDs. I don't buy them on for albums. Love opera, classical, of course, the ambient. Feel good albums. Okay, I'm cheating. I got 3 of them. Upbeat is basically what you're saying. Feel good. The Jam. How can you say some of the songs are not? This is Snap, double album, comp album. If you want to get involved and understand the Jam, get this. It's really well priced. Got this for $10. It just rocks. Some, of course, slower tunes, but just upbeat. Style Council, Paul Weller. He made this band right after. This is upbeat also. Fun. This one does it for me too, and this is what I call the Get Psyched album. Remember playing this, going to play basketball or football, going to New York City. You pop this cassette in, up on the catwalk, Book a Brilliant Things, Speed Your Love, Waterfront, that pulsing beat, Kick Inside of Me. Oh my gosh, these songs are just feel good albums. Nostalgic. Just got a few here. I talked about Yes, Tales, The Top of the Graphic Ocean with my mother. I played that whole album with her. She sat with me. I don't want to say that again or show it. What I will show is Lou Reed's Rock and Roll Animal. My friend Robert, called him Tuba, we would drive around his car and I don't even remember what year, maybe 10th, 11th, 12th grade. Listen to this over and over and over and over. Robert died of cancer a year ago. This is nostalgic for me. Whenever I thought of Lou, when Lou died, Robert was the first person I thought of because we would always share this. I worked in a horse stable, 14, 15 years old. And my friend Billy and I worked there. I would go home on Saturday nights smelling of horse. I was a trail guide. So I'd take people western riding up in the trails in the mountains and take them on 2-hour tours. And, just wonderful times. But we would go home. He would have an 8-track player. We would get giddy and silly and fall asleep. But we would put on Zeppelin 4 8-track. And it would double track sometimes, and all I could remember is just going to sleep to Misty Mountain Hop and Levee Breaks, hearing that on the looping around. Kiss. My friend Paul, I guess 9th grade, would play a lot of Kiss. So this is really nostalgic for me, these three. And I just wonder, just today, if kids are getting the same nostalgic, these tie-ins to emotional connections to your childhood, or there's too much distractions, too many things going on. I just often wonder, I don't know if music is tying into them the way they did to a lot of us older chaps. So I thought, record store days, purchases, 101ers. This is Joe Strummer. Great album, before he was with The Clash. This is, I do listen to that one. Looking for Johnny was a movie, but also a soundtrack here of songs, different takes. Johnny Thunders, record store day. Don't leave home without it. Don't leave the store without it. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you got a little insight there. Appreciate it.